Let's take a journey into the dark and divine. Encounter demons of every shape and size, from the classic horrors of folklore to modern fiction's original, terrifying creations. Witness the monsters born of cultural mythology, from the ghastly ghouls of Eastern tradition to the bloodthirsty beasts of Western legend. The beauties and horrors of legends, those that live within us. Welcome to Myth and Lores, a journey into the dark and divine. Without further ado, let's jump into another lore. The concept of angels is widespread across many of the world's major religions, and they often serve as divine messengers or agents of higher powers. However, angels' nature, symbolism, and role vary significantly across different religious traditions, and not all angels are inherently good. Here's a broad exploration of angels across significant religions, along with an examination of the moral judgment of these celestial beings. In Christianity, angels are considered spiritual beings created by God to serve as messengers or agents of His will. The word angel comes from the Greek angelos, meaning messenger. Angels appear frequently in the Bible, often delivering divine messages or performing acts of protection and guidance. Some well-known Christian angels include Gabriel, the messenger to Mary, Michael, the archangel and warrior, and Raphael, associated with healing. Christian angels are typically seen as benevolent, performing God's will and protecting humanity. However, the concept of fallen angels exists, most notably in the story of Lucifer, who was originally a high-ranking angel but was cast out of heaven after rebelling against God. These fallen angels, led by Lucifer, now Satan, are viewed as evil and associated with temptation and corruption. The symbolism of angels are very unique. Wings. Wings symbolize the transcendence of the divine realm. Light. Light often represents purity, divine presence, and enlightenment. Judgment and power are often associated with angels like Michael, who is depicted as a warrior leading God's army against Satan's forces. In Islam, angels, malaika, are seen as created from light and serve God, Allah. They are not free will beings like humans, but are utterly obedient to God's commands. Some of the most prominent angels in Islam include Jibril, who delivered God's revelation to the prophets, Mikhail, associated with sustenance, Israfil, who will blow the trumpet to announce the day of judgment, and Azrael, the angel of death. All angels in Islam are considered reasonable and are entirely obedient to God. Unlike in Christianity, there is no concept of fallen angels in Islam. However, humans and jinn, a separate class of beings, are believed to have free will, so the focus is often on a moral struggle between good and evil among humans and jinn, rather than angels. The symbolism of angels in Islam. Light represents purity and divine revelation. Wings are symbolic of spiritual nature of angels. Knowledge and power. Angels are often seen as bearers of divine knowledge, justice, and protection. Judaism. Angels in Judaism, like in Christianity and Islam, are messengers of God, but the concept is somewhat more fluid. In the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, angels appear in various roles, such as messengers, for example, the three angels visiting Abraham, warriors, for example Michael, or agents of divine wrath, the angel of death. The idea of fallen angels or evil angels is less prominent in Judaism than in Christianity. Still, There are references to supernatural beings that do not always align with the divine will. In the Book of Enoch, a non-canonical Jewish text, the Watchers are angels who fall from grace and take human wives, leading to chaos on earth. These rebellious angels later become corrupt. The symbolism of angels in Judaism. Flaming swords, for example. The cherubim guarding Eden symbolize the fierce protection of God's will. Wings and faces and angelic depictions emphasize their divine and transcendent nature. Angelic choirs symbolize the worship of God. Zoroastrianism. Angels in Zoroastrianism are often referred to as Amesha Spentus or holy immortals. They are divine spirits that assist Ahura Mazad, the supreme god, in maintaining order and fighting Angra Mainyu, the spirit of chaos and destruction. There are 7 Amesha Spentus, each associated with different aspects of creation such as truth, water, earth, etc. In Zoroastrianism, the divine forces, which include angels, are directly opposed to evil forces led by Angra Mainyu. The Amesha Spentus are entirely reasonable, with no concept of fallen angels like Christianity or Islam. However, the existence of evil spirits, or devas, evil entities, highlights the moral dualism central to religion. The symbols of angels in Zoroastrianism. Light is central to Zoroastrianism, symbolizing the purity and divine presence of Ahura Mazad. 7 is a sacred number, with the Amesha Spentus often grouped into 7 elements. Each Amesha Spenta is associated with a different element of creation, such as fire, water, or the earth. In Hinduism, there is no single, unified concept of angels as seen as Abrahamic religions. However, there are spiritual beings such as devas, gods or divine beings, apsaras, celestial dancers, and Gandharvas, heavenly musicians who serve divine purposes, often acting as messengers or attendants to the gods. While devas are typically benevolent, evil beings, such as asuras, demons, are also in constant conflict with them. The asuras represent the forces of chaos and disorder, and many Hindu myths describe their battles against the devas. Symbolism of divine beings in Hinduism. Light and radiance are common symbols of divinity. Weapons and attributes like conch shells, discus, and maces often symbolize divine authority or power. Animals. Many devas are depicted with animal features or riding animals, symbolizing various aspects of nature and creation. In ancient cultures like those of the Mesopotamia and Egypt, angel-like beings are often acted as intermediaries between gods and humans. For instance, in the Sumerian and Akkadian traditions, there were beings like the Lamashtu, a demoness, or Ninurata's attendants. While these beings are generally seen as divine, their roles were more complex, sometimes balancing good and evil influences. Key themes and symbolism of angels across religions. Messengers. Angels are almost universally messengers of the divine will, delivering messages to humans, guiding the faithful, or executing God's commands. Angels are often associated with light, purity, and spiritual transcendence. While most angels in these religions are good and divine, many traditions also recognize beings that fall from grace or act as agents of chaos or destruction. The concept of fallen angels is most developed in Christianity, with Lucifer and his followers, though Judaism and Zoroastrianism offer similar themes of rebellious divine beings. Are angels always good? The answer to this question is nuanced. In Christianity, angels are generally good, but fallen angels like Lucifer, Satan, represent the possibility of rebellion and corruption among them. In Islam and Judaism, angels are seen as pure servants of God, with no free will to act against divine commands, making them inherently good. In Zoroastrianism, angels are entirely reasonable, but there are evil beings, devas, that oppose them. In Hinduism, the divine beings, devas, are good, but there is an ongoing cosmic struggle between them and asuras, the latter of whom are considered evil. Thus, while angels are depicted as good in most traditions, some religions acknowledge the existence of fallen angels or evil supernatural beings that complicate the otherwise clear-cut concept of celestial purity. That concludes this lore. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next lore. Bye.